D&D BK, because me and Modestus are gonna be out.
I have a great idea. We gonna sacrifice those two.
No, whoa, 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 whoa. No,
Yeah,
Ekin, you don't play Valheim, Ekin? He looks like he should. He'll like it
I
if
do.
he plays it.
I just haven't played in a long time.
Come play with us. Game, right?
Yeah, yeah, I got the game.
Oh man, damn, we
Come
get
play
a
with
nice
us,
crew.
Trev. Yeah, come play with us, Trev.
Yeah, when I maybe later this weekend for sure. I'm going out
Gonna have
tomorrow
to
though.
have a refereeing his players play a different game. The ultimate D&D.
Mhm. Of course.
Imagine you DM Ekin plays as a player.
You run
I
BX.
want to see that. No, no, you can't. It has to be. It has to be fair on both sides. I don't really like 5e because I start getting bored. I start getting bored when I'm like high level. Like I'm unkillable. Like I want to be scared, you know. Yo, this door window thing works like a charm.
It's good. You talk about Valheim.
Talking about the build base we build in Valheim.
Yo, take a look at this, Max.
It's a dome.
Have you played Warcraft 3?
Yeah, I played.
I want to
Not
make
the
it the orcish base building. It takes a lot of wood. It's gonna have spikes and everything.
Alright, let's get started. So, welcome everyone to tonight's game of Old School Dungeons and Dragons. My name's Iken. I'll be your dungeon master, your guide into this world of Dungeons and Dragons. Tonight, our campaign continues from the village of Slaveria, where, of course, our party has met at the local tavern to discuss adventures. Tomorrow morning, you plan to set out for an adventure, most likely westward, under the ruins of Fort Stonehold, where you've heard a great amount of forgotten treasures lie waiting to be reclaimed. This place was somewhat unknown for a long time until uh, recent events speak of a dragon claiming it as its lair. The dragon hasn't been seen over the past few months, though. It was tracked down to the lair uh, by some monster hunters or the village itself trying to drive it off. Um, and they believe it has gone into maybe a hibernation. It was perhaps wounded or something, but it has not been seen for a long time, and it's done us somewhat of a favor. It has reopened an old sealed stronghold that had belonged to the realm of mankind many years ago. But now it's uh, left to be reclaimed and looted of its forgotten riches and such. Your party of adventurers might seek out this opportunity, but given what I've heard recently this evening at the tavern, most of you speak about maybe traveling into the mountains in search of a troll that was encountered last week. So we could, of course, attempt something like that instead of traveling to Fort Stonehold. But the decision will be yours, of course. There are perhaps other adventures looking to be had from the village of Slaveria, but tonight you already have a pretty sound plan, so I guess let's finish your plan and then set out. What do you plan to do for this adventure, gentlemen?
I'm gonna
I say
hire.
we kill the troll.
I'm gonna hire mercenaries. I want to hire specifically fighter and bowsmen.
Okay. Well, also I forgot to mention who's in our party tonight. We have a few members a few high-level characters and some rookies as well. In this party tonight, we have looks like we're gonna have Anton, halfling veteran, and we also have Hagrid, the dwarven veteran, Modestus, the priest, and also Henry the priest. So it's four characters so far. Did I miss someone? Let's see, and Modestus, right? No, I already said them.
That's four.
That's
Now
four.
I need to
Okay.
hire. I'm gonna personally, well, first to get it out of the way, I'm gonna hire some mercenaries, and then after the mercenaries, I'll get a personal retainer.
Okay, so as Henry goes out to hire mercenaries, do the rest of you have anything to discuss or do at the village of Slaveria?
Um, I'll do the same as Henry done. I'll spend the diamonds so much as well as I want.
Alright. Modestus, do you have any further business in Slaveria?
No, I'm good. Finish. I'm done. I'm present.
Okay, and Hagrid?
I'm just chilling in the tavern, drinking my beer.
Good. Alright. So we can start with Henry. Henry, you a few days ago you were trying to hire mercenaries in your village. Mercenaries in your village are somewhat available. Of course, you'll have to negotiate with them. And particularly, you're looking to hire archers.
Bowsman and close combat, whatever. Any close combat mercenaries.
Okay, let's review that section of the rules. Hiring mercenaries.
It's been a while since we did anything of hiring mercenary, no?
hmm No one really hires them, but mercenaries are hired soldiers who will guard, patrol, or otherwise serve in wilderness settings, but only as part of a larger force, not an adventuring party. And also understand that mercenaries are typically hired by a character to perform specific services. They are not treated as retainers, and thus do not count toward a character's maximum number of retainers. So they will not.
Yep.
They are here to perform a specific service, which is listed in there in the service you hire them for. They're not here to bear a torch, go into a dungeon with you, carry your loot, nothing like that. Simply here to do their job. So there's
Yep. Just to kill and defend.
different kinds of mercenaries that have missile weapons, but when it comes to locating these mercenaries, they're often located by posting notices of help wanted, and you'll have to wait on a response depending on the availability of suitable troops in the area and the offer made. You're in a village, so most likely uh, any heavy equipment, anything like that, is unavailable. You might see
Yeah.
it might be rare. Most men in the village are gonna be normal men, if there are any to be hired at all as mercenaries. But if there are, it is uncommon to perhaps see lighter equipped mercenaries. That would be uncommon. It would be rare to see medium equipped mercenaries. So, and it would be impossible to see any heavy footmen out here or anything like that. Um,
So I'll take some light and medium if any, or yeah, footmen if available.
all right, so plentifully available in your village. There's about 17 peasants looking to be hired. These are men, or young adults to old adults, or adults ranging from young to old. Uh, mostly men, maybe some women, but they're all just normal people looking to be hired as a mercenary. They come unequipped, so if you want, you can equip them, and they'll perform the role of peasant, which means they're here to most likely just they're like here to just carry gear across the wilderness. But if you want some trained footmen like archers, that will be rarer. Um, in this case, you're looking to hire some archers. We're going to say that there's in your village there shall be 1d6 archers available. All right.
Of course.
In the past few days, you met with a band of archers uh, open to be hired. This group of archers, they come equipped with short bow and quiver of arrows and a dagger on their belt.
Perfect.
And their fee, they do require a down payment. So,
That is, how much is it?
alright, so the down payment is 5 silvers each, and then it's going to be 5 silvers per month. So at the end of the month, you'll pay them 5 silvers, and then right away, you're going to pay them 5 silvers as a down payment.
And can I just spend whenever I'm done with them? Like, I'll pay them the silvers after as well? Whatever is owed at the month, or...
One more time?
So, if I hired them now, right? I'll pay them the down payment, right? And then you said I have to pay at the end of the month.
You can
But
pay
is
them
it
early
like...
if you want, or you can pay them later. So, but they'll be
Perfect.
offering their services for a whole month to you. So 3 games.
Alright. Okay. Yeah. That they need is 5 silvers each. How many are there?
All right. You're hiring this party of archers. They call themselves the Hooded Snakes.
Hooded snakes.
And they're a band of bowmen, archers. So the Hooded Snakes is who you hire. And sorry, what was your question about them?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah, you had a
Or is it...
question. Oh, my bad. Okay. So this group consists of 4 members, one, uh, I guess, one leader to lead them, a sergeant, right? So the man you would talk with to hire his small crew. Let me tell you their names. So the leader of their band of mercenaries, his name is Nilo. Okay.
Nilo.
Yes. He is
My name is Henry.
pleasure to meet you. Let's
We have
see.
a we have a busy day today, so I'm gonna need your services.
My man will be ready to serve you. Given the coin will be paid.
I'll pay him the down payment.
All right. So it's a total of 20
20
silvers to
silvers.
hire all of them. Yeah.
And
And he would deal with the money himself, distribute it how he sees it fit. Let's see, between his own men. But his men include Duda, Branimir. If this matters to you, you don't have to memorize this. You just have to memorize Nilo. He's their leader.
Nilo. Yep. I'm a holy man. I'm gonna remember a nice. Does he have a nice looking face?
Nilo,
Yeah.
I could roll for it.
Yeah. Does he have like a pleasant face, or is it
Um,
like a
he's
warrior
a he's
face?
a modest man. Nothing special.
Modest.
Normal
Perfect.
man. Alright, so you got his men are Duda, Branimir, and Millard. They're all archers.
Yeah. I'm not gonna really care about those.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Anyone else you wish to hire?
Um. I need a. I need a. I thought it was thief. Not. Why would we need a thief? I wanna equip these bowsmen with some fire ammo for their bows, if that's possible.
Yeah, this
Increase.
should be possible. Let's see.
I told Nilo, I wanna upgrade your arms. Well, just your ammo to fire ammo for this special occasion, for this adventure, for this task.
Alright, let me see the price of flame arrows.
How much is it for all four of them? So that's
So a quiver of fire arrows is double the cost. It's -1 to attack and damage. It can cause fire naturally. You understand the physics behind a fire arrow. It does not cause fire damage, but they can set something on fire, and if there's a fire to be started, it will cause fire damage. A fire
so.
arrow itself does not burn someone, unless it sits on them long enough to burn them. But
Hmm. So how would we create? So in order for anything to be ignited with that arrow, it has to be like a oil base.
Yeah, so one thing it could be helpful for is sieges or setting something that's flammable on fire. So say you create a puddle of oil from a distance, the monster traverses across it, and you shoot the puddle of oil, and then it will light up.
So the air will light it up.
Yeah, if you like start it out with just like unlit oil on the ground, right? And then you light the air on fire, you shoot the pot or the puddle of oil, and then it will ignite actually. But the fire arrow itself does not deal additional damage. In fact, it deals less damage and it's less accurate.
That is fine. How much is it though?
It's double the cost of normal ammunition. So if you want to just buy one quiver of it, 10 fire arrows will cost 2 silvers. Yeah, and then his men can share it.
Yeah. Have like around like 5 arrows in their quiver. The leader will carry the most.
Okay.
Can we assume because it's the leader, he has like the best deck? I would assume. Or maybe
And
just rely on that. Market, I'll buy some Greek fire or Greek oil, whatever it is. Something that's easily combust. But this flaming arrow. So
Flaming
let's say
arrow.
what 5? Yeah.
Sorry, what did you want?
Fire,
What did you want to buy?
Greek oil.
Oh, flaming
It's
oil.
like
Okay.
yeah, better normal oil.
That's 5 silvers for each flask. Each flask is about 1 pint of flaming oil.
And how much does it cover the radius then?
1 pint can cover maybe a 3 foot puddle.
Okay,
So you
I'll
might
buy
buy
two flasks.
multiple. Okay. 2 flaming oils.
Yep.
Are these gonna be
And
kept on you, or are you gonna give it to your mercenaries, or where are you gonna put it?
that's just I give one to Nilo and one to any random mercenary in a group.
Okay.
And I told Nilo this oil is gonna be used for when you throw this at your target. Hence why you got these arrows, these specialized arrows. You will light up the creature on fire.
All right. You have 17.2 silvers left.
That is fine, and I think that is.
Okay, so Anton, what did you need to do?
I want to also hire some mercenaries.
Mercenaries? What kind of mercenaries?
Um,
Normal men. There's a. You could have found a band of archers in your village. Also available are light footmen.
yeah. Light footmen are like spearmen type thing, right?
Yeah, spearmen.
Okay. I'll. Can I hire both? Spearmen and archers.
Spearmen what? And archers? Okay.
Mhm.
Well, they are a separate unit. So first we'll start with the spearmen that you tried to hire.
Yeah. Oh, actually, can I tell you some ideas before I go? Um.
Okay, what do you want to do first?
I'll replace my helmet by a helmet and spear.
Helmet and a spear? Okay.
Mhm. That is minus 100.
Mhm.
That would bring me to
128.
128.
Alright, so you want to hire some light footmen?
Mhm.
Okay, these are a little rare in your village. Let's see.
Mhm. At least, well, anyone who knows how to use spear. If none of them have a spear, I need at least one who know how to use spear. Like, I mean, I believe it should be common sense for like mercenaries to know how to use a melee weapon, just like basic, you know.
Alright, so you go around and you look for some. You look for specifically some spearmen. So there's mercenary companies. Mercenary companies will be mixed, but you don't get to choose what their group consists of naturally. And there's also like just small units, small bands of like particular units that you can hire. So in this case, you look around the village, see if you find any group of spearmen you can hire on. And it's pretty rare, but you find the one group that might be there, and there's about a group of 6 spearmen or light footmen. These light footmen, they're equipped with a spear, a gambeson, a shield, a helmet, a dagger, and a longbow and arrows. They cost 20 silvers for down payment each. Yes, there's 6 of them, so if you want to hire their band, they have to be hired collectively. So they require you to pay a total of 6 times 20, which is 120 silvers to hire their band of mercenaries. They provide, yes, they will serve you for a full month. That's just a down payment. You'll also pay a monthly payment too, which is an additional 120 silvers. Yeah. Okay. The only archers in the village were already hired. So, the last crew you can hire is a band of camp followers that are open to serve as camp followers. These are just peasants. They look to be hired by a mercenary band to help cook and maintain their camp and such, carry their equipment. It's a group of 17 camp followers or peasants. Their fee is pretty cheap. It's pretty affordable for these guys. They're just like they want 17 for down payment and 17 per month. They're here to just maintain their camp, gather food, all that kind of stuff. They don't fight, nothing like that. Yeah, they can forage. They can like clean your gear. They'll do mundane stuff. There's a master, right? Yeah, it's 17 silver to hire them. Okay, his name is yeah, he's in your village. His crew of helping men, pretty much like servants or not. He doesn't call them servants, but they're like henchmen, right? Or like squires and apprentices that were here to scrub your armor and all that. But the master is named Master Gellert. So Master Gellert, um, his men will provide services as your uh, your servants, right? They'll attend to your band of adventurers. They will do nothing more, right? So provide non-combatant services in the wilderness. Okay, you want to hire this crew? Alright. So it's very affordable. 17 silvers is all they ask. Okay, so yeah. In the village as retainers? Okay. One moment, let me give you this the information of Master Galert's crew.
This is gonna be an interesting adventure. I can just sense it. adventuring in a good way and adventuring in a bad way. But I think we have a decent odd chance if we play it right.
Yeah.
I think you guys should also silver your weapons. You guys have regular weapons and weapons against this creature. I'd
We're not
rather,
hoping to kill it. We're not hoping to kill this boss.
huh?
We're not hoping to kill this boss.
To kill the what?
We're not hoping to kill the soul. We're mostly just trying to scare off the enemy.
Yeah. So everybody, you should get torches, Anton.
Yeah. I'm doing my best right now.
Alright, so there's 16 other men. I don't know if their names matter to you, but it's Gildart's Goodly gang, and they're all very good at providing good services to your men. So, okay. Um, but yeah, you get a group of just like peasants in the village, like peasant men. They are equipped with very few items. Mostly, of course, besides their clothes, they have walking sticks, sacks, and their food or supplies for the trip.
They come with their own food?
Uh, some of them do, yeah. But they'll be foraging on the way if need be.
Alright. Can they forge safely or?
They will probably need an escort. They'll forage along while you march. They'll like spot like food on during the march and pick it up. They're not gonna
So
go away
they'll
from the
just
party unless you send them off.
alright, cool.
So you'll be guarding them on the way while they're foraging because they'll be with the same party. They're not splitting. All right. Okay. And is that all we have to do, or did you wish to hire some retainers?
I wish to hire some retainers. Just combatants, like like regular retainers, they only require silver and down payment, right?
Something like that. Yeah. So a few days ago, you had encountered several characters that might be looking to be hired. This could range between non-combatants, combatants, and first level characters. So you met a total of five. Uh, no, they're all actually. These are all level 0 characters or men at arms that you met. These are all combatants. So you got lucky. Um,
Any of them demi yet?
actually, one is, yeah.
Who is he?
His name is Lysig, and he's an elf, non-combatant.
Non-combatant?
Yeah, he's an elf, non-combatant. Um, oh no, I mean, elf combatant. I bet they're all combatants, and he's requiring a let's see. He wants a down payment of 9 silvers. He requires a half share and 1 silver, or not the half share. He requires just 2 silvers a day. And he wants a down payment of 9 silvers.
Right. What's his current equipment?
He has clothes, gambeson, a shield. Let's see, that's 5, 6, and he also has a spear. That's it.
Spear. Does he have magic, or is he also on hit at level 1?
Level 1.
Level 1? Okay.
Before this, he
I
claims
got you.
that he used to be a mercenary, like most of the men in your company now.
Do demi also get they only get their extra attack at level 1, right?
Yep.
Okay. Um, yeah, he'll hire for how much? 9 silver down payment?
Yeah, 9 silver down payment.
I'll have him. Actually,
Yeah. So depending on the offer, 9 it would be what he's expecting. So no bonuses.
I'll offer him 50 then.
Okay, you're very generous. All right. So then we'll say let's say plus one bonus then, plus two actually. So
Plus one.
quite the bonus. Plus three total then. It's five.
Oh,
So when you did come to meet with Lyzik and you offered him what you heard he was hoping to get, uh, when he spoke to you in particular and hears about your party's plan to fight the troll and such, he has to decline your offer. He says that's not something he's looking to do anytime soon.
hmm.
Do you want to make a new offer to him or do you want to move on?
I'll move on. You know, he's not fit for anyone.
Mhm. All right. There's five other men that you heard might be open to hire.
Hmm.
The next one you heard, his name was Björk, and you hear he's hoping for a 11 silver down payment. You hear that Björk he wears his clothes. He has a gambeson, um, a shield, and he also has his club, or not club, sorry, his spear and his dagger.
All right. I'll offer him that knowledge and definitely move on.
You offer him 11 silvers.
Hmm.
Alright, the offer is accepted. You have hired Björk. Björk used to, apparently, he tells you he was an alchemist apprentice. He also smells terrible. When you come to meet him in person, he smells like puke. So he smells like a drunkard, mostly like vomit. So you have to hold your breath when you talk to this man. His breath stinks, his body stinks, but you hire him.
Before we leave, can I buy him a beer?
Sure, it's one copper.
That's a little bit more generous.
Yep.
Doesn't is that just like part of his character? Does that guy actually have a certain trademark or smell maybe or
Potentially, it's his trait. This is how he will behave.
can I still bag him like if he wants to?
You ask him about his smell, and he tells you he doesn't actually drink a lot. He believes that some concoction that he made with the alchemist caused him to smell this way permanently.
Permanently.
He's taken many baths before,
Hmm.
so
Does he know how to use a brush?
he can certainly try.
Hmm.
He doesn't know how good he will be until he tests it in combat, I suppose. But he does understand the basics. Yeah.
Okay.
You give it to him, he opens fire on a few of the target ranges, or the targets at the range in your village. Every village has a small range, at least next to the church. And he shoots the targets pretty decently. Not as good as you, but uh,
Well, I'm
Did
gonna
he
have
hit
to.
at least one?
it took him a few tries. You realize he has a -1 penalty because he's a normal man. But at close range, he's decent. At normal range, he's kind of bad. And at far range, he's terrible.
All right. I'll buy him a short bow with and then with shot arrows. Um. Yeah. No. I'll buy him a short bow and a silver fire arrow. 305 silver. Right.
Uh,
Did I say 4 silver?
Short bow and quiver arrows cost 3 silver total.
Or fire arrows.
Fire arrows, oh sorry. Yeah, cost 4 silvers total.
Yep. Okay. That I'll buy that for 4 silver.
Okay, let me add it to a sheet. So, he's a gambeson, a helmet. Oh no, not that.
Right.
Yeah, no, sorry. Gambeson and a shield, not a helmet.
Yeah.
And a
And then I
spear
think
and
for
a
the other
dagger.
retainers, yeah, for the other retainers, I'll just we can just split the figure on the retainers.
Okay, so gambeson, shield, spear, dagger, and short bow and fire arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, the total cost is 4 for the bow and arrows, and then plus is 11, so it's 15 silver to hire him.
That leaves me at 113.
You were at 111, so minus 15. Let's see.
Well, I already paid for. Oh no, wait.
No, not yet. You're at 111 right now, point 0.8. So minus 15, that should be 96.8.
96.8. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right. You want to hire another retainer?
Yeah, I'll just book one.
Okay, so the next man, his name is Cadwell, and he wants
All of these will be 50 silver.
5 silver down payment. He owns his clothes, and you heard he's very poor. He only owns his clothes, a hand axe, and a knife. Before this, you have heard this man was just a beggar, and he possesses also. You also hear he was once an adventurer until he took an arrow to the knee. He recently decided to start adventuring again.
Hmm. Normal man. I'll hire him. I'll offer him exactly what he wants.
Okay, 5 silvers. He also requires, of course, a half share and silver or 2 silvers a day, like most.
Adventurer.
Yeah, half share. Just like Burik. These are men at
So
arms. Oh no, sorry. No, these are not adventurers. My bad. Just 2 silver a day. My bad. 2 silver a day. That's it. So
That makes sense. I noticed that.
my bad. Yeah, I'm getting confused.
If you wanted a half
There's
share,
a
I'll make
lot.
him another arrow in the knee. Alright, then yeah, I'll offer him exactly what he wants.
Okay,
Five
so
silver.
5 silvers. All right, we get Cadwell.
And how's the total cost?
I have to roll for it still. I'm writing it down.
Oh, okay.
Success.
Alright. And then again, I'll buy him a short bow that fires an arrow to him. And that'll leave me at 87. And they'll all be personal characters.
All right, his total price is 9 silver then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're down to 87. Okay, is that it?
Uh, I'll hire one more. Which out of all of them, which one has the most like recent like progress in like his experience? Out of
You
the three.
uh cannot say for certain. You meet every character at different times, so we can always come back. But I'll tell you the next one. This next one requires a down payment of 10 silvers. Typically, the more silver they cost, the more equipment they come with.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Holag. He wears uh he wears gambeson and helmet, clothes. It's already, let's see, seven, it's 8 silvers, and he also has a club. That's it. Before this, I
Oh,
oh go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. What did you have to say?
You heard that he was a cheesemaker.
Okay.
Um, and he has a rusty blade, a rusty just sword blade, with an unknown script. That's another thing he possesses.
Okay. I'll offer him what he wants.
He wants 10 silvers.
I'll offer him that.
Alright, offer accepted.
Alright, and then buy short bow and fire arrows. 14 silver total.
Okay, so you're down to, let's see, 77, 73 silvers.
73?
Yep, 73.
Oh, okay,
87
okay.
minus 14.
Okay. 73, okay. Um, alright then, and that'll be, and then I'm going to, after that, I'll buy quiver of fire arrows for myself.
Alright, one moment, let me write this down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you want to buy Sherpo and fire arrows for yourself?
Just arrows. I already have a short bow.
Okay.
And for me.
Oh, I'll buy one for, I'll buy a short bow and bow for Edgar also.
Sherpo and fire arrows?
For Hagrid. Yeah. So a quiver of fire arrows for me, and then a short bow and quiver for Hagrid.
Okay,
Mhm.
is it all we had to do at the village? Or is there more?
A little bit more.
Okay, what else?
Where does that bring us at? What was that you said?
You're at 67.8.
67. I'll buy 3 fire oil flasks and a thing of bandages, and you can create like Molotov cocktails using that, right?
I guess?
Would you
Yeah?
would you like the bandages for it? Yeah. That was 16 silver.
Uh, you want 3 flaming oils and 1 roll of bandages? Or 3 rolls of
Yeah,
bandages?
3. Yeah, 3 flaming oils and 3 bandages.
You get 3 bandages for 1 silver,
Yeah.
somebody?
You're keeping this all in your person?
Um, the short bow and arrows I gave to, just the Molotov gas keeping on me, but all the other gear and stuff is keeping in my person.
Going to who?
So the short bow and fire arrows I just bought, those ones I had here.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you're talking about just the oil?
I'm talking about the
Just the oil?
torches.
Yeah. The torches, I'll keep one, and then I'll give one to each of my attendants, and then I'll give one to each of the archers that want one.
Well, they cannot carry it. They need a bag for it then.
Oh, they need. Oh yeah. Oh no, they need. Oh, they need one. I have. How many can I give? I'll give three
You
to
actually need a bag for yourself as well if you want to carry the torches.
I'll buy a bag too. How much does a bag cost?
2 silvers.
Yeah, I'll buy a bag. And
For
then
yourself or for someone else?
I'll just buy it for myself and I'll carry. Um, I'll give one torch to each of my attendants, and I'll carry the rest.
Alright, so minus 3 torches.
Mhm.
And how do you expect them to carry the torch? By hand?
I'll buy them assigned.
Each of them?
Mhm.
Alright, you're at 45 silvers now.
Nice. And
Okay, I do have to say, we did start this game around 9 p.m., so we only got like an hour left to game. We spent about 2 hours preparing, so before I have to head out for bed, so I can wake up for tomorrow's game, if we're gonna have a game tomorrow. Do you guys still want to do this, or do you guys just want to do prep tonight then?
mm, are you
It's
guys
up to
gonna be here
me.
tonight's session?
Yeah,
No.
probably.
And
Oh,
then
what does this?
you guys have any questions right now?
No, because I have work.
Right.
Uh, well yeah. I'll
I
see you at next
say, I
session.
say we, I say we go fast. We go fast. Yeah, like I don't want to
Are you
rush.
ready to set out though? That's the thing. Like, we still feel
I
like
want to be
someone
ready
still has
because
preparations to be
yeah,
made.
because we're losing level 3 cleric. And I think we should do a next session where more players can come in as well.
Yeah.
And besides, I have my mercenary group, so they're good for a bit.
And Modestus still says he always likes that bit of extra protection. We can do it with him.
We had one more chance to succeed it.
We can just make that too. Yeah, like we'd be like sending just gathering the
Alright.
mercenaries and stuff.
If possible next time though, if you have this much prep, try to text me outside of the game to do this. Because when you show up to the game, it should be game time, right? Like time to game, not time to prep. If you have a lot of preparations or you want to discuss preparations with your fellow players, the best time to do that is, outside
I
of the
can
game.
still try it.
So like all the
Yeah,
plans you
I
made today, of course, just now, the best if you can do that before a game, right? Like meet up an hour ahead of the game, so that when I come here, you know what you need to buy. I know you know what you need to buy already, Of course, that was good. You guys did not have to take the time to figure out what exactly you want to buy too long. But of course, it still took a while, as you can see. So, um, next time, of course, just if you can, try to let me know earlier that you need all stuff to prepare, right? And if you don't know what to prepare, of course, then talk to your fellow players and figure out what you guys need to prepare before the game, of course. Do you guys? So most of you want to just do it tomorrow, but some of you want to still do it now.
Like we have Modestus, bro.
Alright, man. It's up to the party, man. I'm down for whatever.
Let's have a vote.
Alright.
Who
What do you
wants
think?
to go now? Me and Modestus.
I can do it now. Otherwise, can do it.
Henry?
I can go. But we only got an hour, so.
Surely you can give us a bit more than an hour. I could do so.
I can, but if I do that, then we might not have a game tomorrow. 'Cause I still gotta wake up, get breakfast, and do other things before I start new.
Yeah, if we have an hour, guys, this battle's gonna take a bit longer than that. We ain't gonna do it quickly. So,
I can definitely stay up, but then tomorrow there won't be a morning game. There might be a evening game tomorrow, but not a morning game. So the Americans won't be able to play because Americans can only play in the morning. So
yeah, like now.
Hmm.
like
I say do both. Any of you players who have to,
You guys know I also bought like flasks and shit for this.
yeah. Yeah, okay, so
I bought like 4 flaming orbs.
we're ready to set out once you ship us as soon as you can.
okay, so from the village of Sliveria, what is your course of travel?
We're gonna head west towards Fort Stonehold.
Right. In the following day, after a day of preparation in the village of Silveria, your party marches westward for Fort Stonehill, across an open plain. You have heard that out here in these grasslands there are roaming bands of orcs that have been spotted. I think it was a couple weeks ago when members of your party or a past party had encountered some of these orcs. They did survive the attack, but it was a bit costly. After a few hours of marching through open grasslands, you make it into the footholds of the mountains. They begin to climb westward. Do you wish to enter these mountains?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so Anton is leading you westward. If you don't say anything, you're doing as he says.
Yep. And he'll keep an eye out for the old trail that they took last time, as you're going.
So there's a road from Silveria to Fort Stonehold, or at least into the mountains. But you march on and look for a path that you can follow through the mountains. After a while, you come across a river that flows through the mountain range, and alongside the river is an old and no longer maintained dirt road. You can follow it either northwest or southeast.
We'll follow it northwest.
Right. So you follow it northwest through the mountain, and it's not long before you'll see in the distance, along the mountains to your north side, the right side of the trail, you can see in the distance a stronghold built into the side of a mountain. It's an old ruin of stone. You seem to be approaching it at this point. Do you wish to continue or okay?
Yeah,
You march along, and soon you're at the base of this stronghold, this ruin. Do you want to press on? The road continues northwest.
yeah.
Alright, you have passed it, you have continued northwest. The day's march is nearing an end. It's getting pretty late at this point. Eventually, you can see the road is coming to a fork up ahead in the distance. You have seen it come to a fork. But as you approach the fork, the sun sets and your party is quite exhausted. Do you wish to encamp or do you wish to um,
Okay.
okay. To camp out in the mountains at this point.
Yeah.
Your party settles in, and where in particular do you want to camp? You're in the valley of the mountains at the moment, marching along the river and the road.
Is there like a some rocks we could pick that we find big enough to?
Imagine you're in the rocky valley of a mountain or mountain range, right? There's plenty of rocks around, so you can press up higher up in the valley if you want, up to the mountain, or you can stay low, close to the river. There's definitely rocks everywhere, so
Yeah, we'll stay low, close to the river, and just try to find some good stuff.
alright. So you keep close to the river. This river provides your party some water, and then you can gather wood from the surrounding landscape. There's not a lot of vegetation out here. It's mostly barren mountain range. But the bit of vegetation you do gather enough wood for tonight. It won't last you. This place will not have enough wood to last you very long, but it should be good enough to last you at least a couple nights. You've gathered the amount of firewood you could. You start your fire. You encamp, and your party has no food, or does anyone have rations on them?
The lieutenant, they've been foraging, right?
Uh, you ask if they have been foraging, and let's see what the master has to say. I would say half his men were keeping an eye open for food in the mountain range. So we'll see if any of them, see if any of them found any food for your party. About 8 of them were keeping their eyes open, while the other 8 were just marching and carrying the gear. So, of the 8 that were foraging, one was able to, or the crew was, the 8 of them were able to acquire a bit of food from just simply foraging. Here's, they found enough food for 6 people today. So about, they gathered enough food, it was about 18 pounds of food. So it's enough for dinner for your entire crew potentially. It was 18 pounds, and everyone needs 1 pound of food for dinner. Um, there's a total of 17 normal men. They have brought some of their own food though, so they can start feeding themselves. But they have 18 or the amount of food that they have brought for themselves is not a lot though. It's about only a quarter of them was just carrying sack and some food. They would carry a maximum of 20 pounds of food if there was a quarter of them carrying food. So about only of the 17, about 4 of them carried 20 pounds of food each. That's about 80 pounds of food plus the 18 is 98 pounds. So your party, with them concluded sharing their food, has 98 pounds of food this week. So let me write that down. We'll subtract the pounds for each party member who wanted to eat. I assume you're gonna have everyone eat dinner tonight. That way they'll be fed in case of an encounter. Okay, so the time or the date is, I think it's late April. Yeah. Okay, so there's four of you, the three retainers at seven, the 17 men at arms, or not men at arms, the 17 non-combatants. So from seven, it's 24 men so far, and then the four archers is 28 people. So 98 minus 28 is let's see, 90, 70 pounds of food left after dinner.
Okay.
Everyone eats tonight. No one had lunch or breakfast. Let's see. But everyone's fed, at least in the evening hours. So then we can move to day three. Your retainers, they were let's see what their names were again. Gonna mark them down in my notes. We'll have Bierig, Cadwell, and Holag as your retainers. Alright. Well, the night will pass then. See if anything occurs during the afternoon hours. So after the march. And during your rest hours. Quiet evening out here in the spring of the year 12, out here in the mountains. We're not always very lucky. We must count our blessings. In the morning, you can have breakfast if you want the crew to be fed for the morning hours. It'll cost 28 pounds of food though. Do you want to feed your men? Okay. So from 70 pounds of food, we drop down to 50, let's see, and then 42 pounds of food left. Should be enough for maybe one or two more days. Or one or two more meals, not days. Okay, so your men are happily fed, everyone is fed. From here, what do you wish to do?
We will continue down to the eastern coast as well.
There's yeah, you can see the river flows from the northwest. The road continues northwest, and you'll see it forks there. Either the road continues northwest, or it can cross the river and go southwest. And you're coming from the southeast.
Okay, so we're thinking is the bridge cross the river from there?
It does, and it goes from there. The road continues southwest.
If we on the turn of the bridge, like how far is the hole in the bridge?
How far is the hole in the bridge? The bridge spans roughly 30 feet, so the hole is about 15 feet. You, you can see like part of the middle of the bridge has collapsed. You can't see the hole from here. You're too far.
Good question. Conversation. Alright, so for the turn, you guys,
Hmm?
I think for the
I forgot to say what spells do I have for today. I have light and protection from evil.
Okay, if you don't tell me what spells you have prepared no spells. So Henry, you prepared light and
Good,
protect
good,
from
good.
evil. Okay.
Okay. Alright. So I think we could have everybody ready their weapons because these would be class. They go down that make it end in that turn.
Oh, question, Egan. This protection from evil does it become not useful if you attack it with range? Attack anything with range?
No.
Should be able to, as long as you don't go into hand-to-hand combat, it should be fine.
Okay.
But keep in mind, protection from evil does not protect against every monster. Right.
Oh, go ahead.
But it protects against a different alignment.
Mm.
Yep. It will protect against something once you do your harm though, for sure.
Okay. Are you guys? Okay, how about this? We have one cleric ready. Like me and Anton will protect the needle and put out the flash spell. You like that idea?
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, I can do light, and then
Are you willing to draw it out with us?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Now it's time to start lighting torches, boys.
I tell my men to ready their fire arrows, and if you see me throw a flask of Greek oil at this monstrosity, they should
Yeah.
fire on it.
All right, one step at a time. So
Okay.
not all at once, because I'm not gonna keep track of everything. One thing at a time. So Henry, your first action is to tell your men to prepare flaming arrows, right?
Yep.
As you do this, Anton, what's your action?
I will ask my retainers to ready their fire arrows, and I will light some torches. Well, because you need a torch to light a fire. I mean, yeah, to light a fire, right?
Yes. So no one here can light a fire unless they have an open flame or tinderbox.
He'll, yeah, he'll light his
Stick the
torches.
torch to the ground.
Yeah, I'll plant it to the ground, and I'll light some torches.
Okay, so you light two torches. So minus two torches.
I'll plant one for my group and one for the other group.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have freaking. I can't light my flask. I don't have the flint. Give him one torch
Yeah, give me one torch.
and light it.
Yeah.
All right. You lighted three torches then. You planted two torches, and you're passing one to Modestus. So Modestus is with you, gathering torches as you plant torches. As the two of you are doing this, what was Henry, or not Henry, what was Hagrid doing?
I'm standing beside Anton's men with my uh bow and with my bow drawn and being ready to fire set up my firing rounds.
Okay, so
My
we are
arrow
doing one
arrows.
thing at a time. So in this first turn, Henry, you told your men to light their arrows. They had no flame, so they were like, "How do we light it, sir?" And while that was happening,
Anton, uh,
I'm gonna explain what happened. That was happening. Anton, of course, told his men to light their torches and or their arrows, and they also had no torch to light because they did not have a tinderbox or an open flame. So then his plan failed. And then Odestus was helping Anton uh, get some torches lit. So they would get their torches lit eventually. Hagrid, you would gather around with Anton's men, waiting for a torch to be planted. Eventually, Anton and Modestus will get their torches lit. In the meantime, the band of non-combatants have taken a safe distance. They have decided to make their way back down the road southeast and watch out from downstream. These we have hired, of course, just the uh, archers, right, and these retainers who are all preparing their flaming oils now, or flaming arrows. I mean, so after the flaming arrows are prepared, Anton, what is your next action?
He's going to ready his own short bow with fire arrows, and he's going to prepare to. Yeah, he'll also prepare with his archers to fire.
All right, that's he's doing this. Henry, what is your action?
I'll take a flaming flask oil from one of my men that I hired. Henry,
Oh, give me a
give
name
it to the leader. The leader,
so I can mark it off.
the leader, Hathor. I'll take him to him,
Oh,
and I
Nilo.
tell him,
Okay.
yeah, I tell him this is how we're gonna light up the torches.
Okay, so you take a flaming oil from him, and you just show it to him. That's it.
And I take it. Yep.
Alright. So I'll put on your inventory again.
Yep.
You have two of them on you, by the way.
Yep. Understood.
Or actually, you have one of them on you. One's on your horse.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll get the other one on my horse.
Oh, you want it on you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I miss one, I have another chance.
Alright. So you have two flaming oils on you. You're slow. So there's no
Alright.
running away. But you can be on your horse.
Noted.
Alright. As he's doing this, Hagrid, you have prepared your flaming arrows with Anton's men. What is your next action? Do you want to just hold your ground or something else?
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold my ground.
Okay. And Odysseus, do you have a different action to take, or what's your action?
Alright, I have a torch now too, right?
Yeah, you got the third torch in your hand.
Can I prepare the oil flask?
You want to light it up now?
Or them? No, to like put like
Oh,
cloth and like prepare to light and then so.
you could do that. So the flask of oil can be lit without cloth, and it'll just burn softly, right? The flaming oil. Um, but if you want, you can put
Oh,
a cloth on it, and that would basically have the same effect, but instead the oil won't be burning, right? It would just be the cloth burning until the cloth is consumed. And then,
or thrown on the grave.
so either you can, yeah, pretty much that. So, you, the flaming oils can be lit, and it will be just be burning intensely in the pot, the small pot it comes in, right? So, and then you can throw it, and it'll blow up on impact, or splash flaming oil everywhere.
Alright, so where is exactly this hole, or where does this troll reside exactly? I asked Anton.
Says within the hole on the horse.
Alright, so I prepare these flasks so I can quick hand them, or quickly access them, like put them on my belt, and I'm gonna cast protection from evil on myself.
Okay, so you're casting protection from evil on yourself. You put the flask
Yeah,
away first. And
yeah. I'm basically preparing the flasks, putting them on like my waist, my belt, so I can quickly access them.
okay.
And while I'm on my horse, I'll prepare light from Odysseus when I see enemy. When I see the enemy.
Okay, you just gotta have one free hand to cast it.
Yep. I have a shield. I have a shield and one free hand while on my horse.
Well, that says you pray for the spell protection and you receive it.
Alright. Does anyone have any other actions, or can I do another action?
What's the light next to me?
I'm gonna. How close am I to wherever the hole is?
We are all at a safe distance. We're at a distance observing the bridge from a total of.
Can I hit? Can I? Is it a good distance where I can throw the flask from?
No, you cannot throw it from here. Again, we're at a
Okay, I'll
safe
make it
distance.
closer. I'll make it
Far
closer.
safe distance. So we're at our starting position from downstream is uh 160 meters or yards.
Stay closer, but make sure you listen to Odysseus when you get closer.
Yeah, I'm approaching carefully.
It's just
I'm
Modestus.
also looking. I'm also looking out for like any like sounds or quick sounds like around me as I approach.
Henry, did you want to cast protection on yourself too?
No.
Or we want to wait? Okay.
Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay, so
I'm preparing light, so if I see an enemy, I'll cast
it's
it
already
before I
prepared.
prepare.
So,
Okay. Not wasting my protection yet.
all right. Um, so Henry's just gonna wait here. Is the whole party gonna wait at the safe distance of 160 meters? Okay, we're gonna send Modestus out there on horseback.
Yep, on the horse.
Okay, Modestus, you ride up to the position carefully. So you're just trotting toward it, right? So you trot along, and at 80 feet now, or not 80 feet, 80 yards, so you're about 240 feet away, you can see a little more details. You're at the normal distance now. So at 240 feet, you can just see that there's a pile of rubble under the bridge because the middle of it has perhaps collapsed.
And it's a hole, right?
You can't tell that from here. You're downstream. You want to get closer?
I'm gonna listen. Can I listen first?
Okay, you're
Sounds.
listening for sounds approaching monsters at the distance of 240 feet. You guys observe or just gonna stand watch. You guys can see that Modestus has stopped and it looks like he might be listening. As you watch him do this from a distance, do you guys just want to remain or do you want to take an action? This is for Anton, Karm, and or not Anton. Sorry, Anton, Henry, and Hagrid. Do either of you want to take other actions other than stand ready to fight or cast spells or whatever? Okay, so
Nope.
the time
I'll move.
passes.
I'll move 20 feet forward.
Okay, Henry moves ahead slightly. Um, a turn has passed. You have heard nothing. Or what's your wisdom score?
It's a +2.
Okay, so you have listened for any approaching monsters at this distance. What you can hear is you hear the first sounds that there's nearby, of course. It's quiet. It's spring. You can hear insects. You can hear the fish in the water swimming sometimes.
But specifically in the direction of the
The
water, right?
bridge. Okay. There's too much noise in between you and the bridge to tell if there's any noise coming from there.
Can I move more? Maybe.
So naturally, how listening works is the further away you are, the harder it is to actually hear something because, of course, you have all these other things blocking or creating sound that will block out the sound that you're trying to hear, right? So if someone's making noise between you and what you're listening for, or something making noise between you and what you're listening for, you hear that something before you hear whatever you're trying to listen for, if that makes sense, right? So if there's a frog chirping between you and whoever's making a soft sound in the distance, you hear the frog first. And the frog will blind out or block off the sound ahead. So you have heard nothing from 240 feet.
Alright, I'm gonna move closer.
How much closer?
How far away am I from the bridge?
You're at 240 feet, or in other words, 80 meters. That's still pretty far, right?
Can I move like 30 meters? I don't know how many feet that is.
90 feet closer?
Yeah.
So you're at 150 feet now. You ride up to 150 feet. Now you're a lot closer. Uh, so you're
Can
150
I
feet
listen
away
now
from it.
again?
Okay, you listen again, which is 50 meters. You guys see him ride up again, and then stop to listen. Right. So the 150 feet, right, or only 50 meters, half a, like kind of half a football field, right? You're listening, you're carefully listening, and now you can start to hear just like insects, lots of insects toward the bridge.
Any specific like sound other than insects?
Like the kind of insect, you mean?
No, like any other sounds that does not sound like an insect.
There's the water that creates a lot of noise. There's the wind. But toward the
I'm
bridge,
gonna
you
move.
hear the insects
I'm
first.
gonna move like 20 feet closer and listen again.
Alright, so at the position of 130 feet, you try to listen again. 130 feet is still pretty far. It's not considered close, it's considered far still, naturally. Alright, so close would be considered, less than 120 feet. At that point, you're getting closer, right? Or that's like normal distance. And close would be within like 40 feet. 40 feet and lower is close. And then 120 and lower is normal, and then further than 120 is far. So from 130 feet, you listen again, and you still hear the insects, but a lot more intense. It's coming from under the bridge.
Alright, can I approach the bridge to where I can have a good throw? Like I know I can throw the flask and the glass and the
You know that you can throw the
and the
flask reasonably well from a distance of 30 feet. That's at a -1 penalty though.
uh sure, sure.
You want to get
I'll
30?
do it. We'll do it quietly though, right?
Well, keep in mind the bridge is currently just the start of it is still 130 feet from you. So how much closer do you want to get to the north or southeast side of the bridge? Because you're coming from the southeast.
Uh
If you ride up to the bridge, which means you're at the very start of the southeast side, your side of the bridge, you'll be 15 feet or roughly 30 feet from the hole because of the elevation and such. Now, if you want to be 15 feet from the hole, you have to be literally on the bridge, right?
I I'm gonna go to the start of the bridge then.
Okay, right up to the start
That's
of the
like
bridge,
you said, roughly 30 feet.
Yeah, you may wanna hurry up because you're.
right?
Yeah.
So now you're at the start of the bridge, and from here, you can see there's a hole in the middle of the bridge, about 15 feet away.
I'm gonna light my flask and throw it down there.
Okay, you light it up, and you toss it into the hole
And then
from 15 feet.
I'm gonna I'm gonna dip out.
All right, let's see if you can land it in the hole first. So we're gonna say that it's not an attack roll, so you don't have to roll to hit. Um, but there's still a slight chance that it can miss. We'll say that like a trap, there's a 2 in 6 chance that you fall short of your target. Um, it will be a 3 in 6 chance that you will get it 50% shot. You will definitely get in there. But a 1 in 6 chance if you're going for somewhere far. This is kind of in between, so we'll say 2 in 6 chance then that it does not land in there.
Actually, oh,
There's only a 2 in 6 chance it does not go in the hole. You want to take the risk or you want to get closer? If you're within 10 feet on the bridge, there's only a 1 in 6 chance it doesn't go in the hole.
actually, can I just lure it out?
Lower it down.
No, lure it out. Can I try to call it out?
Call what out?
I'm just gonna call out, uh, oh trolls, hello, I am here.
You hear nothing in response, just the wind, the insects.
I That's it. I'm throwing the flask down. That's the wind.
Right. It went into the hole, a flaming flask. You saw it. You threw it, it lands in the hole, and you heard it explode in there for a few seconds. You want to wait there?
Okay.
You wait there, and nothing seems to come
No,
out.
no, no. I don't wait out. I fall back a bit.
You rode away a slight bit, right? How far? 30 feet from it?
Uh, yeah, yeah, 40 feet.
40 feet? Okay, that's still considered close to the bridge. Close enough to maybe hear something or see something in detail. Alright, so it did land in the hole, but you did not see it come out. Those back a safe distance away, you can kind of see the silhouettes of creatures moving under the bridge. And from the middle of the bridge, you saw a small open fire, right? That was flashing for a couple or maybe half a minute before it died out and got washed out by the water.
Hmm. Now I'm so ready to sleep. Ooh. Can I try to call out the trolls? Try to activate them somehow.
Go ahead.
Hmm. I'm gonna say, ugly trolls, come out.
Nothing's happening. How long do you want to wait
Alright,
for a response?
I'm gonna get, actually, I'm gonna get closer. See what's like on the bridge.
On the bridge or into the hole?
Like in the hole, I mean.
Alright, you ride up to the hole and look inside.
Yep.
Alright, so you ride up to it, and your horse is there, and your horse is starting to stir. You can smell the flaming oil up ahead. See your horse's reaction. Morale check. Your horse remains calm and collected still, despite the smell up ahead. And then you look down into the hole, and it's pretty dark down there. The bridge, of course, spans a 30-foot wide river. There's a pile of rubble below the hole. It's very wet down there. And you see someone looking back up at you. Someone large.
Run. I'm gonna let it go.
Alright, you turn around and you ride away. Alright, you're off the bridge, you're making your way back to your party.
I'm gonna report to the boss first, like
Modestus
the
returns and reports his sighting. At least he saw one of them, I think.
Alright, and I asked about I did throw down the flash, but they didn't come out. We're gonna fucking kill them. I
I say we all get closer with
Alright, how close do you want the party to be from the bridge? 30 feet? 40 feet? That's close.
let's say 40.
What do you mean, Henry? You want to dismount?
I want to see if I can cast from my horse from a distance. Can I see?
Probably.
I uh I'm gonna get closer again.
I'm gonna be on the bridge.
Get
I'm
another
gonna
flame. Do you have another flamingo?
I'm gonna get closer again to the bridge so I can look down the hole. I'm gonna uh throw down flaming oil again.
Okay. So you ride up to the hole, and then you look down, and you have a flaming oil lit.
And you said there was a face looking at me.
And when you get to the hole, you see another face down below, looking up toward you.
I'm gonna throw it directly at it.
Alright, you try to throw it directly at it. As you raise your flaming oil toward it, it steps away, takes cover. You still want to throw it?
Where does it take cover?
Just behind some rubble or a piece of the bridge. The bridge has
But the
legs.
thing explodes, so I still know where it approximately hit.
Mm-hmm. It hits nearby, creates a 3-foot puddle. Burns intensely for about 30 seconds. It fades. You see it peek up at
Back
you
on.
again.
Wait, did not hit it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It exploded, but it is out of the position of it. It's not gonna just stand there and let something drop on it.
So what's the plan, guys?
Fucking hell.
It's not gonna get out.
Wait,
Even if we have flame.
we could see under the bridge from the side.
Yeah, can we see under the bridge?
You can try, from the side, but it's a weird angle, It's pretty
What's
dark.
the angle?
Would the oil be heating up or what?
It's gonna trap a torch there, and somebody's gonna go around with it.
You know what?
It's a stone arched bridge, right? So it's got legs, and they can easily hide behind those like arches.
I think it's okay.
For how longer? How much longer does Modestus have his protection from evil?
Now, Modestus,
It's
you should
probably
go
gone by
underneath
now.
the bridge.
It's pretty close to gone.
Yeah, you should probably go underneath the bridge, man.
No, he almost doesn't have it. It's like
Because it only lasts
only
about a
12.
turn
Yeah.
or less. Lasts about an hour
Only 12, 12, yeah, 12 turns.
or 2 hours. And it's already been like an hour.
Alright, so Modestus, you should probably go underneath the bridge. Since you have God, you have some of God power left on you.
He can do this.
Try lowering it out physically.
You guys are besieging the bridge.
Sure, I tried to lower it out from the bridge.
How?
You gotta go inside. You gotta go. He has to go inside. You have to go inside, Modestus.
Wait, before I go in, did you guys go inside last time?
No.
I I
This is a
didn't.
large bridge,
Thank
by the
you.
way. It's 30 feet wide, right? And about maybe like 10 to 20 feet tall from the water. The middle of it is the tallest point. And the middle of it, of course, is what you seek. So the middle of it, if you jump down the hole, you're dropping 20 feet.
I have a rope, right? Or does anyone have a rope?
It's not gonna let it watch ourselves go down into this. It's gonna attack us while we're on the rope.
But we don't have to be on a rope. We can have Modestus on a rope.
I'm saying keep if you keep them, it might get tired after a while.
We're gonna waste our oil.
Just get it.
And I just go underneath the bridge near the water wings.
Yeah, just go underneath the bridge. How much time is left for my?
You got like an hour, maybe less
1
than
hour.
an hour.
Maybe a little more than an hour left.
So
Yeah, you
I
can
go
make it
down
an
the
hour.
bridge.
How you want to go down the bridge? You want to jump down the hole?
Can't I
What do
go
you?
around?
Or you go around it? So from this side of the bridge down to the water, it's about a 10-foot drop. The water's moving pretty fast. That's why there's a bridge in the first place, right? To cross a deep and wide river.
Modestus, try climb on top of the bridge. Try to go on the bridge, man. There's some stone that's open on the top of the bridge. Maybe like 15 feet to the edge.
He already looked into the hole. Literally looked in.
Okay, let's go there. Okay.
So you're saying move these positions here?
Well, from this position, you can't see anymore, right? You're looking west or northwest toward the bridge, and the bridge goes northwest. So unless you move up the river or down the river, you can't really see from this angle.
Okay. Uh, so how deep is the river? What I think we could do is we have
You
like
can,
when
I
we
mean,
dig like
how deep is the river? You can't tell unless you go inside, right? But it looks quite deep.
hmm, because we could bring the archers back and then get an angle on the bridge. We could bring it so they're looking at both angles and then just fireball them saying no like
Yeah, I think
yeah.
that's
So
a smart.
we'll split the archers, put them on so they could see the left angle and the right angle, and then we'll volley it. They'll volley fire into it.
Okay, we can do that. Let's surround the hole.
Surround the hole, or you mean to move archers up and downstream?
Up and downstream.
Okay, so who's going upstream and who's going downstream to take an angle?
Two of my archers is gonna be downstream, and the leader and one of his archers are gonna come upstream.
Alright,
You said
so
there's four, right? So I have to split them into twos.
yep. So you send your men, half your men upstream, half your men downstream. to fire from an
Yeah.
angle.
Yep. And you have normal arrows.
Hmm.
There's four of them.
Make sure to take the closest one though too.
All right. Well, if you lit your flaming arrows, they have died at this point. Your arrow breaks.
We're just ready to light them up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't
Oh,
light them
they're
up?
not lit.
Okay, never mind.
No, we're gonna light them up.
Like they haven't lit at some point. They're gonna get lit up.
Yeah, but before they come out, let's do that first.
Right.
The first group of torches, they're probably gonna go out soon.
Wait, what if I could try and call it out so it lit?
Oh yeah, it makes you.
You want to cast protection on it?
I can, but only on. Well, I don't want to cast it on me.
Oh, on enemy.
Yeah, or on civilians.
Mm.
Yeah,
How far?
try it out there. Try
How
it
far
out.
away do you have to be for something to hear you? Like at a loud shout.
You can maybe try to speak in Houseland. I don't know how what the language is. And it probably knows Teal and hates you.
It spoke common because it talked to one of the servants that we made.
Alright, so come on, let's do this.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Again, how far away do you have to be for a creature to hear you out shouting?
Um, well, close distance, they will hear you clearly from 40 feet or less.
All right. From 40 feet or less. Modestus, you want to let me know how close you are?
Uh, sure.
So I'm saying I could sit on the back of your horse and you could have your horse pointed towards the group. And then I
Sure.
could taunt them. I could taunt them, ready my bow, and then we could skedaddle.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right. So the party's still spaced or standing a safe distance from the bridge. We send Modestus and Anton in on one horse. Uh, so then
Let's
Modestus,
go to Castrate.
Anton wants you to turn your horse around when you get to the bridge, so the butt is facing or the back is facing the bridge. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, so we could immediately. You want us to turn around if they come up on us.
Yeah.
All right, Anton, what do you do from
Cool.
here?
He'll get there and like, so he'll still have his short bow. He'll have to have a regular arrow now, so he'll have a regular arrow. Like he can't have taunt. And he'll go like just like shout, "Hey, Toll, you want your treasure? You know I have it. Come get it." And then he'll like uh signal Modestus.
Okay, then you guys will ride away.
So yeah. Hi.
Nothing seems to happen.
The hell, man.
You gotta mention. You gotta be more specific. You gotta mention that you got away. You didn't eat me.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be smarter than that, man.
Want you want to try again with it?
Let's try again. Keep trying.
Try one more time.
You guys ride away too
Because
soon.
like I think it's not that stupid.
You guys ride away too soon.
Yeah, we rode away. Okay. Okay. Well, let's try again.
Okay, you rode up to the bridge again, and what do you do this time?
Mhm.
He's gonna say, "Come on, I got your gold. That bag of rocks didn't work." And he's gonna laugh. He's like, "Can't even throw rocks at a halfling in the river. Come on." As he's like doing that and everything. Or not as Scylla. He's like talking to him.
No reaction.
Mm, all right. Mm, he'll say, "What are you, a coward? Come on." He'll try it one more time.
All right, you taunt them again. Same taunts, kind of. Nothing new.
Oh.
I just start shouting. He's a coward. He's the
You
one
hear
who
them. It
wants to
says.
talk.
You hear it. This says. From the hole, you can hear it. Well, yes, of course. Of course, I'm scared. Brought the whole town to my house.
Yeah, I mean, we're human beings. You shouldn't be scared, you cowards. We're just small creatures. You can easily kill us, no?
You hear it climbing back down.
I'll throw an oil flask as I hear it speak.
From 20 feet?
So I'm on the horse.
Okay. I throw it toward the hole. The hole is roughly 20 to 30 feet from your position, with a 2 in 6 chance of, or no, that's a 3 in 6 chance of missing then. You're also on a horse, so yeah. 50% chance you'll just miss. Alright, and you missed. It hits the bridge near the hole. Explodes, and the flame just burns for about half
What's
a
the
minute.
bridge made of?
Stone.
Stone.
It's a large stone bridge. It's old.
You know what? Let's we could have the whole group. We could have everyone inch to the bridge and then just fire into the hole. Volley fire. You guys can.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's not coming out.
I'm gonna approach the hole from like 30 feet, like a conversation distance, and I want to try to antagonize it with my own words.
Okay, so what are we doing first? Are we having the party move toward the hole, or is just he going alone? Or what's
You
going on?
guys go right back and we'll discuss.
Because Henry has a different idea. You guys are thinking about gathering around the hole and preparing to shoot down there, but Henry says he wants to talk. So what's gonna... Yeah.
Oh no, I'm gonna antagonize
Murder.
it.
Murder. Murder.
I'm
He's
going
gonna
to.
antagonize it while you're shooting it?
No, I'm not shooting at it. I don't have a bow.
I'm asking if you're gonna be antagonizing it while they're shooting at it. Or are you gonna antagonize it before that, or are they gonna shoot at it?
Antagonize it before that. Yeah, before they shoot.
So,
Want to lower it out.
do you understand this now? There's a conflict of interest. As the men get ready to go along the bridge, Henry's like, wait.
You guys are gonna be shooting at nothing. It's not coming out. Why are you guys shooting? What's going on, bro?
We gotta get
Alright then.
down.
Alright then. Well then keep your perspective. No, that can be done. If you just, I'll be here. And then yeah, now you guys can go.
I'm gonna be on my horse anyways. So
Unless all three of us want to climb at the same time.
we can do it. Yeah, all three of us.
Okay. Keep your horse pointed just while you climb.
Okay. So all three of us are gonna approach the hole and antagonize it on our horses.
Okay, so Henry on horseback, Anton on horseback, Hagrid on horseback, Modestus on horseback. Anton, are you with Modestus still?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 horses right up to the hole. How close do you guys want to get? Up to the hole, or you want to be a distance from the hole?
A distance.
Enough to where I was able to get my.
Now, if you want to look down the hole, you have to stand right above it, right? So that's 0 distance. So how far do you want to be from the hole?
Enough to be able to see clearly.
Okay, so maybe 5, 10 feet from it.
Mm, I'll be 15 feet.
You're already 15 feet. The bridge is only 30
Oh,
feet.
really?
The hole is
Oh,
15
really?
feet away.
Okay, well, I'll be 10 feet away then.
Just like barely step onto the bridge and call out to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll do my taunt. I'll use the same thing.
Okay, so you just do the same old taunts. Come out, troll! Right, and as you're doing that, Modestus, what are you doing?
Let's say, if you come out, there's a lot of human meat. It's meat for the whole winter.
You're saying this at the same time as Anton, or do you want to wait?
No, after, like
Okay.
we taking turns.
Okay, so you wait for Anton to finish, and as Anton is calling out to them, Henry, do you wanna mock them too, or taunt them too, or what do you wanna do?
Yeah, I'll mock them too. Heard trolls were intelligent. This dude thinks he brought a whole town when there's only 4 of us.
And
Fucking
Hagrid,
troll.
Good. Okay, Hagrid. As the two of them are talking at once, what do you do?
Hagrid's waiting with the archers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're not
waiting
gonna
with the
go
archers.
right up with them. It's just two of them up there.
Yep,
Two
I don't have a
horses,
horse.
three characters. Okay. Oh, you don't have a horse, right? So you stay with the archers. They are southeast of the bridge. There are some north of the bridge and some south along the river. If you want to join them instead, there's only two archers north, two archers south.
I'll go north.
Okay. And there's three archers to the southeast. Let's see, directly in front of the bridge, safe distance. So you taunt them on the end of the bridge, and you hear them yelling. You hear one yelling from down below the bridge. He says, "Please get off my bridge."
My God.
Yeah, that sounds unfortunate.
I mimic his voice. My God.
Oh wow.
My God. My God. Is
Please
my
get off
bridge.
my bridge.
Yeah, that sounds
I said he's bigger than a goblin.
I say, look at this troll. He's pleading us to get off his bridge. What a weakling.
All right. Well, now it's afternoon. You've been here for 2 hours now, so the protection spell is gone. They have waited you out. The torches have burnt out the first batch, and the protection spell is gone. The day is passing. Do you guys want to just keep taunting them and waiting around, or do you have other plans? Because they don't seem to.
Does anyone have a rope?
Why would he bring one? No,
I'm
no,
just
no.
asking if anyone has a rope.
Okay,
we
fine.
weekly 3 cast spells.
Mm,
We need to weekly let torches recast spells.
All right. So you regroup,
Torches aren't working.
get new torches lit. Another batch of torches are lit. Minus two torches, or how many torches do you want to lit? Light. There's three parties. There's a north party, a middle party, and a south party. And then there's your party, of course, that goes onto the bridge. So that's four parties
I'll
total.
relight. I'll relight the two
Just the two.
archer groups.
Well, there's three archer groups. There's one north, there's one south, and there's one center.
Wait. Alright, we need to go. Okay, sorry. So just roll.
So how many torches do we want to light, if we want to light any at all?
One.
Or do we want to discuss before we light more torches, or?
We'll discuss.
Okay. So you guys get a safe distance from the bridge and begin your discussion.
Alright, we need to. I think we need to open go on the open the tunnel.
Our first siege, a small siege, but yeah, besiege the stone bridge.
Alright, we need to. I believe we should just light torches. The archers can just start following into
but
into the
it
hall.
had. You told me it had protection from like the rubble.
The rubble. I'm saying when it peaks, it's cut off. It's gonna finish really fast. Okay, how about this? Hold up. We'll have one archer group to the side, getting inside, and we'll have one archer group directly around them, and then we'll have a center archer group, and then we'll push the hole. We'll throw our oil and rocks or whatever we can into the hole as it's full. And if they climb out, then they've won.
We can throw torches down to see where they are exactly.
Yeah, and throw torches.
Yep.
And
Okay,
give the
guys. Yep.
okay.
All right. So what's your first action?
We all regroup back at the start. He'll relight the torches.
How many?
Okay, like three.
Okay. Three of yours. All right. You're down to one.
He'll give one. Yeah, he'll give one to the center group of archers, one to the left group of archers, one to the right group of archers.
I just need one more to drop it down.
Okay. Hagrid's rope.
Okay, cool.
You have one torch left. Hagrid, I'm looking at your sheet and I don't see a rope on you.
Yeah, I know.
So whose rope is it?
That's why I was
No ropes, it appears.
Yeah, that's fine.
So what are we gonna try from here?
Henry, do you want to cast protection from evil? Henry?
You know what? You know what? Sure. If it won't go, it probably. You know what? Yeah, I'll cast protection from evil, and I'll go. Where did your friend die at, Anton? On the bridge?
Die?
Yeah. Did you?
What do you mean?
You say your friend died on the bridge, right?
Yeah, on the bridge near the hall.
Near the hall. Okay. I'll cast protection from evil, and I'll put my horse like 30 feet from the bridge, and then I'll start on foot. I'm not gonna run, but I'm gonna approach the bridge. Yeah, I'm gonna do that first, and then I'll tell you my next action.
Alright, so you send your horse off, you make your way on the bridge. As you're doing this,
Yep.
does anyone else want to take a different action?
Nope.
No. So Hagrid's good. He holds. And Anton holds. Modestus, you want to hold too? Or do you have an action? Okay. Uh,
I'm gonna go with Tom. Stay behind him, like
Henry.
20 feet.
Okay. You're already
Right
about
there.
20 feet from him. Henry, you make your way onto the bridge. You cast protection from evil on yourself. Your prayers
And
answered.
I have my shield, and I emptied everything in my right arm, so I can use as another prayer to light. I'm a pre-prepared light just in case. And I'm gonna approach the bridge and attack antagonist.
You're already on the bridge.
Okay, so
How
I'm
much
gonna
further
say,
you want to go
hey,
up? Okay, go ahead.
hey, get off my bridge. How about you come fight me?
Uh, you can hear it under the bridge climbing back up to the hole.
I'm backing up.
And it says no, right? Like, no!
No. Your bridge is stinky. You should come fight me. I thought trolls were stronger, the folk says, but I guess they were wrong. You're nothing but a coward that only eats garbage. Looks like you can't take four of us on.
If you want to fight so bad, come on down to my hole.
You came up to the bridge last week and ate his friends. So now we want you to fight us. Eventually you're gonna have to come out. Cause you can't fight four of us.
It climbs back down.
Oh, interesting. Well, we can't. We gotta. There's no. Something else. There's no way. I'm not breaking my legs going down there. Is there another way to get into the bridge, or
There's
is
the
this the only
river,
way?
and there's the other side of the bridge, I suppose. There's a hole. You can get down the. If you want, you can try to climb down the cliffside and toward the surface of the water, but there's no land down there. It's just water, so like, there's no shore. There's just a sheer cliff, and then there's the river below it.
I have no
Hmm.
idea. I ran out of ideas.
So if I were to fall down, would it break my leg?
You would take a heavy amount of damage.
Hmm.
Do trolls hate dwarfs?
You can ask them, I guess.
I, I, I,
I'm gonna ask him. Do you hate dwarves? Is that why you killed his friend? His name. What was his name? Dwarven.
They just don't respond anymore at this point. You guys have just been doing the same thing on the bridge all afternoon.
Alright, looks like now we need to enter. Ain't no way. Alright. So he said there's three areas. There's like two on the side, I believe, and one on top of the hole.
Hmm.
So on either side
Drop it.
of
Do you have a torch?
no, someone needs to bring up a torch. I need to see this guy. I
I'm gonna
know what
bring the
I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna bring the torch. I'm gonna take the torch. Any of them and just walk up.
Yeah, from the center group.
Yeah, from the center group.
Okay, you take the center group's torch and you make your way onto the bridge.
Mhm.
Alright, you're on the bridge now. How far do you want to go?
Probably at least.
Go.
I'm gonna walk up to the hole.
Okay, you walk up to the hole and you look down.
And just I look down. What do I see?
You just see a pile of rocks down there.
Like I'm gonna in a dwarfish accent be like, "Ho ho! I see loot." Just drop the torch.
Okay, you drop the torch down there, and in the pile of rocks you see a lot of bones. And then some water starts splashing from either side of the dark hole, the darkness below the bridge. And the water splashes onto your torch, and the torch begins to weaken. Eventually, the water continues to flow through the rocks and rubble, and water continues to be splashed upon it from particularly the northwestern side. And eventually, your torch goes out.
It's being splashed at it, like not from the water, but someone seems to be splashing it.
Yeah, some creatures may be helping to put the torch out
Hmm.
from the
I need to
opposite
get
side of the
down, boys.
bridge.
Which side you said particularly?
Northwest, the opposite side. Not your side. You guys are southeast.
You can throw the torch to that side.
I don't have a torch.
Yeah, throw a flask. I think I have a
I
torch.
don't have a flask.
Actually, can I throw a flask at that side as they're splashing?
Are you there?
You're not
Like
there
at
yet.
the
You wanna
north,
go?
at the
They're not splashing
center.
anymore, and you were never even there. So
Alright, so instead of throwing stuff, let's try to enter it from the side.
Yeah,
There's
let's do
there's
it.
there's two
Yeah.
sides, right? So
yeah, there's
Then what?
the north and south side, but guess what? There's water there, right? You want to climb to the sheer surface and swim toward their pile of rock under the bridge.
I think I still have the torch. It got relit.
There's only two lit currently. There's one to the north and one to the
I
south.
we said we relit all the torches though.
We just dropped one down, so
no, I think
That
I think
wasn't
we
mine.
I think we effectively both. And Deacon got a torch too.
you want to light your own torch? Modestus, is that what you said?
I still had a torch. We relit all the torches.
We did like a moment ago, and we used one just now. We just dropped one.
Yeah, it wasn't mine though. Mine still was on me.
You weren't given a torch, I think. One was
No,
given to the north, one was given to the south, and one was given to the center. The center
I
one was
originally
taken.
had one, and we released one for me.
Is that true, Anton? I'm not tracking.
Yeah,
Yeah, cause I gave. Well, we were relighting, cause I gave one to the one. Well, I gave one to every side, and yeah, most
Because only
people
three
most
torches were
people
lit,
did.
right?
Yeah, three.
So it was three new torches for this next hour. One was south, one was center, and one was north. The center one was taken by Hagrid. He dropped it down the hole.
Yeah,
There's two left.
yeah,
okay.
yeah. They were
Last
showing.
try. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go like close to the hole, and I'm gonna ask which from where was the water splashing from?
The opposite side.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw the olive flaming orchid to that side.
We're just wasting materials
You
as
want to
it
light
is.
it first, or you want to just throw it?
I'll just light
Okay, well, who's got a torch for him to light it?
Can someone come up?
So he's
Let me light mine. I'll light one of mine.
Okay. Alright, Hagrid, you light a torch, and he lights his flaming oil on it, and then you throw it toward the northwest
I'll also throw one.
at the same time. Alright, so you move up here too. You guys are on foot, by the way.
Well,
You're not on your horses if you're gonna throw it down the hole, because you won't be able to see.
Mhm.
yeah. I'd hop off, throw it, and then as quickly as I could, I'd set it on top of the hole.
I'm just gonna wait near the hole.
We'll see what
Okay.
happens.
The flaming oil hits the northwestern side of the pile of rubble down there, revealing, of course, one of the stone legs of the bridge. And behind it, or around it, or against it, you'll see a troll just pressed up against it. He quickly just takes cover behind it. He does not get anywhere close to it. So you can imagine you're up on top, right on the above the bridge, and here's the leg. Here's one leg. Here's another leg. And let's say this D4 is a pile of stone, right? So if you're up here throwing flaming oil, or let's do it like this, because the river is going northwest. So you're to the southeast of the hole. You throw flaming oil toward the northwest of the pile of rubble, right? Your guy that you're trying to hit is behind one of the stone bridges and it's just peeking. It's just like peeking out from behind the stone bridge, right? So the guys north of the river can see a figure peeking around, but it's taking cover, right? So you have that thing down there. You can't really see it actually from up here, but these guys all the way north of the river can see it as it like peeks around and then takes cover again, right? You could have them open fire on it.
Can I throw?
There's only two
Wait,
guys to open it.
actually, I'm gonna say like, damn it, that was our last flash. I told you guys it was a bad idea.
Alright, you say that out loud.
Now we have no more fire. How do we deal with? I think this is a bust. I think we just leave.
Yeah, I also think we should leave.
Yeah, we all should leave.
When we start
Yeah.
backing off.
I really
I'll,
wanted money.
I'll just have to keep the gold that I stole. We don't have anything else.
No more fire. I guess we're gonna have to leave.
You just casually walk away.
And I'll be like, shh, shh, don't say that loud, don't say that loud.
Alright.
But enough for him to hear me.
You remount your horses, you make your way off the bridge back to your camp. Or not your camp, your party. We still got 2 archers north, 2 archers south, and about 3 archers center. And the rest of the guys are a distance away.
Because of us guys, I think we should have waited in the beginning and come back now. So we can really have a fire there. Early.
Yeah, the fire might be further.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
think.
I think Aiken gotta go anyway, so we should wrap this up.
Alright, so you guys pack up, make your way back to the village.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, it's not a safe travel back to the village either. It was about afternoon when you made your way out toward the village. And again, if it was back and forth, your party travels at medium footman's rate, so, or slower, unless we have horses, right? We do, so you guys move at medium footman rate. So, at medium footman rate, you can move 2 squares, um, or you can move a total of 4 squares within a day. So if you only went to Fort Stonehold, you could get back to Sylvania within a day. But because you did not in this afternoon already, you'll travel about maybe you might be able to travel back toward the village, but you won't get back to the village before nightfall, if that makes sense, because it's already afternoon. So, all right. So from afternoon, you are traveling. Uh, from here, you're traveling downstream, I suppose, using the road to navigate. Right. Eventually, in the distance, you will start to see um, the ruin of a stronghold embedded in the mountain rock here, or the mountain face, along the river. You want to continue this way or something else? Continue. Alright. Now you're directly below it, this ruin. The road and the river continues southeast. And eventually, um, the river continues to flow southeast. However, the road forks from here. The road either continues along the river, um, slightly, but mainly it starts to go eastward.
Um, east.
East. Alright, you follow the road east, and it's not long before you leave the mountain range. By the time you leave the mountain range and make your way into open grasslands, that is when it's nightfall. Let's see.
I'm kind of scared.
This is scary because I hate wilderness, but
Alright, throughout the
I'm
day,
doing this again.
the day is March. No signs of orcs, no signs of wandering monsters. As you encamp the mountains and prepare for rest, throughout your encampment period and just rest period, not sleep yet, you take shifts guarding. You encamp. You have dinner pretty much. So at dinner time, your party eats another 28 pounds of food, which brings them down from 42 down to see 22, 6, 14 pounds of food left. So it won't be enough for tomorrow. So at least you have dinner, so you'll be fed throughout the night. The men are happy. And now it's time for the night roll. Alright, the night passes uneventfully. Yes, uneventfully. Another safe night out here in the mountains or past the mountains, and now we just travel across the grasslands. The road continues east and likely to your village. This is a road you recognize. Alright, across the plains we march. Alright, and a safe travel back to Silveria. Alright, we made it back. Unfortunately, at least we didn't lose anything, but we did not gain anything. So, no major losses at least.
Alright.
The men are
I
happy.
have a question. What does that dice do? You know who wrote this one? What does that do?
Which
That
one?
percentage die?
This?
Yeah, yeah. Why do you roll that? What is that?
This is a random encounter roll for the region. This region is in a wartime, so it's a 25% chance of encountering a particular monster, and particularly orcs. And there's a 1 in 6 chance of encountering a different wandering monster. So there's a quarter chance,
Oh.
and if you travel throughout these lands, you will encounter a small orc warband, not a full-size one, but a small one, like the last time.
And how much does a war? Oh, so
A full warband
what's the
that would
maximum?
typically a warband of orcs would at minimum will have around 30 orcs, something like that,
Jesus Christ.
marching across the plains. So
And what's like the most smallest warband?
might have around 10 maybe.
At least so what's this guys? Are they like what, like a dragonfly or something?
Yeah. So they would only have like a D8 or something, D4 plus D6 plus 2, based on the current events, the chart.
Uh, yeah, we didn't lose much or anything. We still have our people joined up. Well, other than the retainers.
Yeah,
So
next
the
time we
retainers,
can.
they require their payment of 2 silver each. Whoever hired the retainers. The mercenaries are still in service to you for the month or 2 more games.
Yep. Yep. So
Okay.
what are we doing next game, folks? Are we can't go back to the trolls unless we don't throw fire in first. Cause
I did.
I'm gonna tell you this how I got in the troll to come out was there's a bag of rocks. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I saw rocks going down.
I was on top of the bridge. So we didn't throw in fire, we didn't do anything. We just approached the bridge and he came out. So next time, if we're gonna do something like that, I would suggest to not throw any fire and save it till we actually see his whole body.
What if someone like gets an attack on your team with like harpoons or something?
No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like, come on, I got the money.
Alright,
Mm-hmm.
you guys were out there for a total of 4 days, so your retainers are requiring 4 days of pay.
Alright.
So Whoever recruited the retainers, Buri, Cadwell, and Holite, the total price for the retainers is 4 times 2, which is 8 silvers.
Ekin,
Yeah.
can I leave the session?
Yes. Have a good night. Thank you for playing.
Yeah. Alright, nice. Thanks for the 8 silver.
Alright, 8 silvers.
Everything's at 7.
Yes. 37.8.
Get with that small fortune.
Alright. But because you paid your men, you could probably hire them again next week. If you need to. Alright. That'll be it for tonight then. I guess I'll see you guys in the morning. Hopefully we'll have a better plan. Have a good night.
Yep. For the
Alright,
first
good night.
siege. We could have went
The
first
first
for the
siege,
first
yeah.
siege.
A good first attempt.
Yeah. Was that have you had like sieges before?
Yes.
Okay.
Castellaun sieges was we had a Castellaun siege about 2 years ago in real life, or not in real life, but like on the server, and it did not go well. They did not plan enough. They didn't have enough troops, and the enemy just sat inside the castle the whole time, right? And they just kept on suffering casualties, and you just get pot shots on them.
Yeah, for sieges, really need an engine playing well.
Yep. The attackers usually have it harder, of course, than the defenders.
Yeah.
Is
Defenders
there
are really simple to handle other things.
is there a way I can buy a bomb?
If you can
Like
show me a
like
medieval bomb, you can probably buy it. But keep in mind, you're coming from a village. This village, they have to survive with the resources they got. So whether they have the materials to
yeah.
build a bomb or not, it's unlikely.
I'm just asking if it's possible.
If you can find the materials, then sure.
Yeah. What type of
Medieval
technology
bomb,
do they use
but
to collapse bridges? Like, do they use those kind of barrels or?
probably
Okay.
pickaxes, gunpowder barrels, other.
The thing is that if you collapse a bridge on its own, so you collapse on the whole
Mhm.
ship. Keep that in mind.
I don't want to collapse the bridge. I
Unless
just
you want
want
to
to.
take him out and then collapse the door on your own.
Mhm.
I have a plan.
Could work.
All right,
I wouldn't
I'll
be
see
against it.
you next game.
I'll see you
Alright.
guys. Have fun.
Good night.